All right, thanks for staying with us. This is Firecrackers. So let's get into the conversation as we discuss Nigeria's power supply. We're joined now by the Chief Technical Officer, Presidential Power Initiative, Idowu Oyebanjo, joins us live from Abuja, the nation's capital. Thank you so much, Chief Technical Officer, for joining us on the program tonight as we discuss Nigeria's power situation. Well, let's even begin with the fact that over the years, the state of power supply in this country has been a serious source of worry. Is there any hope at all of this changing? Can we change the narrative?
Thank you very much, Kelly, for having me. I'm really honored. And greetings to our viewers. The changing of the situation in the power sector is something that we all look forward to. It is possible, just to answer your question.
All right, so let me also ask you, there's also the issue of manpower to man the country's power infrastructure. Is another downside to all of this. Is there a light at the end of the tunnel? Maybe just to add to the first question.
All right, thank you very much, Kelly. There is light at the end of the tunnel, obviously, because what the federal government has done, we have to be grateful for this great initiative in the power sector going on via the Presidential Power Initiative that makes it possible for Nigerians, the engineers in particular, to be trained. Because over the years, Nigerian power engineers have never been given adequate training to the best of what they need, and that is why one of the presidential power initiative by the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, is to train Nigerians in a way that has never been done before in the next few years, along with our technical partner Siemens, which is under the Nigerian Electrification Roadmap Project, popularly called the Presidential Power Initiatives. A number of initiatives in the presidential power portfolio of initiatives will help Nigeria a lot. They will not stop, hopefully, at the end of this administration. They are legacy concepts that the president, a father of the nation, has introduced to be able to assist the country even long after he has gone. Except Nigerians cooperate and assist some of these initiatives, then we will not see the light that's already at the end of the tunnel. I talk about infrastructure development. You talk about metering. There are two important things to get power supply in Nigeria to everyone. One, you get infrastructure development. Two, you meter customers. And these are the two things that the president has been very, very passionate about. He has done everything, absolutely everything possible to ensure that infrastructure development in the power sector comes to the fore. So you must have heard about the Presidential Power Initiative with Siemens of Germany. That is absolutely the best thing that has happened in the Nigerian power sector. Nigerian power sector has been going around in circles since privatization. Except Nigerians join hands to make sure that this particular project succeeds, to take to task the people who are in charge and to ask questions, organize interviews, as well as get involved and support the good work that the president wants to achieve in terms of this power supply. Then we will not have the light I will talk about. Nigerians should not allow this to be truncated simply because an administration has changed. Because look, power system is complex. To achieve a proper power system development, you have to outlive a generation. You have to outlive an administration. A 4-year tenure is not enough for investment in power sector. A 2-term tenure is not even enough. So you're talking of 10 to 15 years. So what the president has done with one of the initiatives is to solve the metering gap that we have.
Right.
So meter people, when consumers are metered, everybody will be happy. The discos will get more money, hopefully, and then the system will get more money through embeds, and there will be liquidity in the system. When there is liquidity in the system, investors are wound to come into such a nation. More investors will come into the power sector. They're going to put their added money into the power sector and make sure, because they can now recoup their investment. Now, this investment are the infrastructural investment. What does this mean?
All right.
In simple terms,
Yes, because so in other words, you think that this administration is on track to fix the power situation, the epileptic power situation in this country? Yes or no?
yes.
Why should Nigerians trust this administration? Because over the years, we have paid for darkness. We have paid for epileptic power supply. We have been promised over and over again that, look, we're going to fix this from the Obasanjo era when we're told that we're going to privatize the power sector and all of that. Many years down the line, the story still remains the same. Why should Nigerians at this point trust this particular administration to get the job done?
Thank you very much for your question. The simple reason is because all the ones that have been done before, if you notice, the people that have been appointed to places are not the people who have the capacity to handle the power system. So you are talking about an international organization like Siemens, an industry giant, a power system industry giant, helping you to build your power system. Look, that is the first thing you need to do. The Nigerian power system was built by British engineers in the 1950s. These were the people who built the power system. Training was important at that time. Once Britain left Nigeria, all of the principles that they were taught, all of the principles and the concept of power system development were jettisoned. Not the fault of Nigerian engineers, obviously. It is the systemic issue. Look, we've done 60 years or so of this cycle. Now, the only option for us is to get somebody to help us fix it. Who else can you get but an international organization that understands power system? In all the efforts that you have referred to before now, you get people of all sorts into the power system who don't understand power systems in general. Now, this is the first time we are using a technically competent organization, worldwide known for power systems, and they're going to do exactly what they know how to do best. More than that, you now bring people who have knowledge of power system in charge in the areas of technical acumen. Now, this is significant. It's not a case where they have put wrong pegs in square holes or square pegs in round holes or similar things. Now, by the special grace of God, I am a well-trained power system engineer by the United Kingdom, and I was properly trained in power systems. So having me on the basis of merit in the position I occupy today to be able to lead the technical aspects of this, that's not has been how it has been in the past.
All right.
So in the next 20 to 30 years, Nigeria needs technically sound people who know their onions, who know the subject in the right position to be able to help us out of this the darkness that we have been known for.
The journey seems very far. I wonder if Nigerians have the patience to wait for this number of years. But let me also ask you this, because very recently, Mr. President, for the first time in his tenure as president, this democratic regime decided to sack the Minister of Power, Engineer Saleh Maman. I wonder if, when you're referring to in terms of appointments having round pegs and square holes, if you were also referring to that, you think that is going to solve the problem in the power sector?
I'm not in the position to comment on such a decision, but when I say round peg in a square hole, the former Minister of Power was instrumental to my appointment. Of course, he was a board member of the company at the time, and he himself being an engineer. We are talking of years before now, in the 2000s, when you have people in charge of NEC were not engineers, people in charge of various agencies of government not being engineers. Look, we are not saying that it's only engineers that should be in the power sector. Far from that. We have lawyers, economists, energy experts, and other people who will be helping us, accountants. But this is a technical area. Nigeria doesn't have electricity. Nigeria is like Britain of 1920 in terms of electricity. So you need the technical people in position. Also, for the next administration and 2 times after that, you need to stay on focus. You need to let Siemens do this work. You need to build infrastructure. And I think change of people, bringing in new people to reinforce your vision is part of it. Look, in the first 2 years, we are going to get 7,000 megawatts of electricity to Nigerians. Nigerians should be fair this time around. You must be noticing some increases in supply of electricity in your area now. I don't know which area you are, but really, some people will have been feeling the impact of the initiatives of the president in terms of increase in electricity supply.
Well, I live on the mainland area of Lagos. I cannot afford the island. I don't know what life is over there, but I'm sure for many Nigerians, you've mentioned this issue of metering. Nigerians are really very skeptical about even collecting meters. For some who have collected, the experience does not seem too pleasant, and that's because the tariffs, there's so much hike. I mean, there are people in Lagos, I have confirmed very recently around my neighborhood, who pay as much as 10,000 or 15,000 or 20,000, sometimes in less than a month for power. Why is there so much hike? And then, as a layman, educate me and many Nigerians out there. We believe that we don't even have enough power in this country, but then we understand, or we hear, we do not know how true, that this country supplies power to neighboring African countries. I wonder why.
Thank you very much for that question. First of all, historically, we have all suffered from lack of electricity supply to our homes, to our offices and industries. So consumers, you and I are consumers of electricity in Nigeria, and we become apathetic and belligerent. Right. When somebody does not see the product you are charging them for, they will become unhappy. When consumers are unhappy, the end of power system is here. So the first step in power system is to make consumers happy. So I understand your question. I feel you, because I am just like you, living also in Nigeria, and I'm not enjoying power supply the way I want. So the next thing then is to meter. When you meter everyone properly, which is why the government is aiming towards these 10 million meters that are given free. Now, so people don't want to collect meters because in the past they feel, well, we've done cap mine, we've done so many things that we have not seen the meters. But more than that, there is no supply, there is no power availability. But this will change. This will change with the presidential power initiative. Well, investments in the power sector.
Yes, we hope so. We hope so. I'm afraid we have to let you go, but we will hold you to your words. Idowu Oyebanjo, the Chief Technical Officer, Presidential Power Initiative, you've assured us and many Nigerians out there that things will change. So we're going to hold you to your word. But thank you so much for coming on the program tonight. The Chief Technical Officer, Presidential Power Initiative, Idowu Oyebanjo. Hopefully we'll communicate with you subsequently on other parts of the program. This is Firecrackers.